Welcome. Take a moment to breathe in and out. Let all stress melt away. A realm of captivating narratives is on the horizon. Just relax and let the story unfold. Let's begin. Nestled between verdant hills and caressed by a meandering river, the town of Elmwood was a picture of serene tranquility. The town center bustled with life, its cobbled streets vibrant with traders peddling their wares, children chasing pigeons, and the elderly reminiscing on park benches. Red brick houses, their facades weathered by time, stood proudly along the streets, guardians of history. In this living canvas of harmonious community life, everyone had their roles, their parts to play, their lives intricately entwined like the roots of Elmwood's ancient oak. Sarah Simmons' life was quietly nestled in the heart of Elmwood. Her humble abode, a rustic two-storied house, was a reflection of her existence. Quiet, structured, filled with books. The scent of aged paper and fresh ink lingered in the air, the dim glow of table lamps illuminating the piles of literature. Her fingers traced the spines, a subtle smile playing on her lips. Each book, a portal to another world, another perspective. Her days started and ended with her beloved books and her students. She was a matriarchal figure in the local school, stern but caring. The morning sun had just begun to peep from the horizon as she prepared for her day, her mind dwelling on the day's lessons and her young wards. The school was a sanctuary to her, a haven where she nourished young minds with tales of bravery, wisdom, and compassion. As she walked through the hallway, her heels clicking against the checkered tiles, she felt an ethereal connection to her purpose. The classrooms, the library, the worn-out wooden benches, everything breathed in sync with her love for teaching. On the other side of town, beneath the ceaseless rhythm of wrenches and hammers, lived Elijah Riley, a man of iron with a heart spun from the softest gold. His world was his garage, where he restored antique cars, lending life to the forgotten relics of the past. Elijah's days were veiled under a shroud of grease and gasoline, his hands meticulously working on each part, his eyes shining with a sense of accomplishment. Despite the rough exterior and the constant grime under his fingernails, Elijah was a man who yearned for appreciation. The machines spoke to him, and he answered in the language of nuts and bolts. Yet at times, he longed for the resonance of his silent passion in another human heart. The day unfolded as usual, Sarah delving into the world of literature with her students, and Elijah absorbed in his garage, lost in the rhythm of his work. As afternoon approached, the sky turned a bleak gray, the wind picking up its pace. In the quiet town of Elmwood, a storm was brewing. Sarah was returning from school when the first drops of rain started to fall. Fat, heavy drops that pelted onto her windshield, blurring her vision. As if on cue, her car sputtered, coughed, and came to a standstill. Stranded on the lonely road, with only the patter of rain and her racing heart for company, she felt an unfamiliar wave of despair. It was then that she saw him. Elijah, appearing through the curtain of rain, his figure outlined against the furious sky. Without a word, he got to work on her car, the rain soaking him to the bone, but his focus unswerving. He worked meticulously, his hands maneuvering expertly around the engine. His face, illuminated by the car's faint headlights, was a mask of determination. As Elijah disappeared back into the storm, leaving Sarah in her now purring car, she felt a warmth spread within her. It wasn't just the heat from the car's vents, but something else. Something that kindled at the core of her heart and spread through her veins like liquid sunlight. As night fell over Elmwood, the storm subsided. The houses, the streets, even the ancient oak seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. In her cozy home, surrounded by her books, Sarah sat staring at the raindrops trailing down her window. She thought of Elijah, the man who had come to her aid, his kindness resonating within her. A determination stirred within her, a resolve to echo his kindness. Meanwhile, in the solitude of his garage, Elijah wiped his hands on a rag, his mind replaying the events of the day. He had worked in silence, fixing the car, oblivious to the rain soaking him. His heart, though, felt lighter than it had in a long time. Amid the scent of oil and damp earth, he savored the lingering taste of gratitude he had seen in Sarah's eyes. The river flowing through Elmwood sang the stories of the town to the hills. That night, a new story was etched in its melody, a tale of an unexpected storm, an act of kindness, and the beginning of a ripple. As the last notes of the River AURTM song faded into the silence of the night, Elmwood slept, oblivious of the ripple that had just begun. The morning sun filtered through the curtains of Sarah's room, casting a warm, golden hue on the surrounding books. As she stirred from her sleep, her thoughts veered towards the previous day's unexpected turn. A spark had been ignited within her, fueled by the kindness of a man she barely knew. She felt an inexplicable urge to fan that spark into a flame, an echo of kindness that could warm another heart. Sarah's days began to take on a different rhythm, a melody subtly different from her well-practiced routine. The school, the children, the books, all maintained their presence in her life, but a new element had been woven into her daily tapestry. Amid her duties and love for literature, she found herself observing Elijah, the man who had unknowingly sparked a change in her. Her visits to Elijah's garage became more frequent, each time under the pretext of minor car troubles. She watched as Elijah worked, his hands moving with precision and care, his eyes reflecting a meditative calm. Amid the sound of clanging tools and the scent of motor oil, she saw a man devoted to his craft, engrossed in his art. Yet, in his solitude, she sensed a silent yearning for appreciation, a silent plea that resonated with her. An idea began to germinate in her mind, a way to offer Elijah the appreciation he deserved. Elmwood had always been a close-knit community, a large family connected by bonds of camaraderie and shared history. It was time, she decided, to utilize that bond, to create a space for kindness to echo and reverberate. With a newfound purpose, Sarah reached out to the townsfolk, inviting them to join her in an endeavor to celebrate one of their own. Her idea was to organize an appreciation event for Elijah, showcasing his work and his contribution to Elmwood. Her enthusiasm was infectious, her passion palpable. The townsfolk, initially surprised, found themselves intrigued and gradually supportive. Word of the event reached Elijah, wrapped in an envelope marked with his name. He turned the crisp cream invitation card over in his calloused hands, reading the beautifully penned words again and again. An event in his honor? His brows knitted together in surprise, suspicion, and a twinge of anxiety. It was Sarah who eased his confusion, her comforting words soothing his initial skepticism. She assured him of the genuine intentions behind the event, her bright smile a balm to his apprehensions. Her earnestness was convincing, and against his nature, Elijah found himself looking forward to the day with cautious anticipation. In the days leading up to the event, Sarah could be seen bustling about, making arrangements, her energy infusing a new vibrancy into the town. Elmwood was abuzz with anticipation. The townsfolk, drawn by the shared excitement, lent their hands to the preparations, transforming the community center into a space befitting the celebration. As the night descended over Elmwood, the town bathed in a soft glow from the community center, its windows casting long, dancing shadows. The usually tranquil town was humming with expectancy, the townsfolk eager for the dawn of the new day. Meanwhile, Sarah sat in her home, surrounded by her books, the thoughts of the approaching day stirring a wave of anticipation in her heart. Elijah, alone in his garage, watched the quiet dance of the moonlight on his polished cars. His heart held a strange flutter, a mixture of excitement and anxiety for what the morrow would bring. The stillness of the night was a canvas for their shared anticipation, painted with the soft strokes of moonlight and the quiet whispers of the Elmwood River. As the clock chimed midnight, the river sang a lullaby to the town, its melody flowing with the growing ripple of kindness. The echoes were just beginning, the silent ripples slowly growing into waves, unbeknownst to the town that slumbered under the starlit sky. The day dawned in Elmwood with a chorus of chirping birds, their melodies greeting the golden sun. The air was fragrant with the aroma of anticipation, a soft wind carrying whispers of the event throughout the town. Elmwood seemed to have donned a new attire, its usual tranquility replaced with a lively vibrancy. Sarah, amid the hustle of the event preparations, felt a knot of nervousness in her stomach. Her eyes moved over the preparations, the brightly decorated community center, the happy faces of the townsfolk. She hoped that her echo of kindness would resonate with its intended purpose, that her initiative would serve as a beacon, inspiring others to embrace the act of kindness. Elijah, standing at the threshold of the community center, felt a wave of surreal awe wash over him. His eyes roved over the spectacle arranged in his honor, the sight as unfamiliar as it was heartwarming. Taking a deep breath, he stepped into the embrace of an evening that was to change his life. The celebration unfolded, the air filling with laughter, applause, and heartwarming stories. Sarah, at the helm, watched as the townsfolk shared their experiences with Elijah. Tales of his subtle kindness, of his silent dedication, and his unyielding integrity filled the room. The gathering was not just a physical assembly of people, but a woven tapestry of shared memories and experiences. Elijah stood quietly, listening to the heartfelt words of his neighbors. A sense of embarrassment tinted his cheeks, but deep within he felt a warm glow. It was an emotion he hadn't felt in a long time, a feeling of being seen, of being appreciated, and above all, a sense of belonging. Sarah, taking center stage, began her speech. Her voice was soft, yet it resonated powerfully within the confines of the room. Her words were not just an appreciation for Elijah, but an echo of her belief, her aspirations of fostering a culture of kindness. Her speech was a call, an invitation to the townsfolk to join her in this journey of creating a ripple effect. The event came to a conclusion, not with a fanfare, but with a warm embrace of camaraderie. The townsfolk, their hearts touched by the celebration, dispersed with new thoughts and a newfound appreciation for their humble mechanic. Elijah, touched by the outpouring of kindness, was left with a profound sense of gratitude. The sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, casting long shadows over Elmwood. The event had not just celebrated Elijah, it had served to bring the townsfolk closer, to remind them of the inherent goodness within each one of them. Sarah, witnessing the change she had ignited, felt a sense of contentment. As the final rays of the sun disappeared over the horizon and the stars began their vigil over the town, Elmwood returned to its tranquil self. Yet the echoes of the day's kindness reverberated through the hearts of its inhabitants, its melody merging with the gentle song of the Elmwood River. In the quiet aftermath of the celebration, Elmwood basked in a tranquility that held a distinct warmth. Sarah, her mind still replaying the echoes of the previous day, could not help but feel a profound satisfaction. Her idea, a seed sown in her heart, had bloomed into a celebration of kindness, leaving a lasting impact on the community. Elijah, still awash with the memories of the celebration, found himself filled with a profound sense of gratitude towards Sarah. His respect for the young woman who had orchestrated such an event deepened, admiration shining in his eyes whenever their paths crossed. The town, touched by the spirit of the celebration, had begun to transform. Acts of kindness, though small, had started to appear, like the first buds of spring. A spontaneous help here, a thoughtful gesture there, the undercurrent of goodwill was subtly changing the rhythm of Elmwood. Sarah, the observant eyes behind her glasses capturing these changes, felt a contentment settling in her heart. Her aspiration of igniting a change was taking shape, the echo of kindness reverberating in the hearts of the townsfolk. Elijah, humbled by the celebration, started subtly altering his interactions with the townsfolk. His conversations became more personal, his service at the garage more heartfelt. The mechanic, once silent and reclusive, had started to express his gratitude in his own unique way, spreading the echo of kindness. The town, witnessing this silent transformation, started returning his kindness. The mechanic shop saw more laughter, the children in the town started visiting him more often, and the elderly always had a kind word for him. Elijah's quiet life was now marked by the warmth of the townsfolk, his solitude replaced with a comforting sense of belonging. The ripples of kindness, once just a ripple, had now turned into a tide, its waves gently reshaping the contours of Elmwood. The town, once just a quiet settlement by the river, was now a beacon of kindness, its echo reaching beyond the meandering Elmwood River. As the sun descended, its soft glow casting long shadows, Elmwood descended into a peaceful slumber. The stars started their vigil, their soft glow reflecting on the calm river. The tranquil night, however, held a distinct warmth, the echo of kindness, a lullaby to the sleeping town. As dawn broke over Elmwood, the town seemed to awaken gently, with the serene promise of another beautiful day. Its calm morning streets still held the whispers of the celebration, the echoes of kindness pulsating through its veins. Elijah's transformation, once subtly noted, now visibly manifested in his actions. His hands, once hardened by the unrelenting toil of mechanic work, now extended in gentle kindness. His gruff voice softened, his words colored with respect and warmth. The mechanic of Elmwood, once an entity apart, now a part of its echoing kindness. Sarah, the orchestrator of the change, found herself on the receiving end of the kindness she had sown. The town, profoundly touched by her actions, began to reciprocate in thoughtful gestures. The mornings greeted her with fresh bread from Mrs. Odell's bakery, the children often left wildflowers by her doorstep, and the old men at the bar raised their glasses in silent acknowledgement. The town of Elmwood, like a tapestry woven with the thread of kindness, became even more intricate and beautiful. Acts of generosity and goodwill became as common as the rustling of leaves in the wind. The once silent town, now a symphony of echoing kindness. The connection between Sarah and Elijah, born from a shared endeavor, had grown into a bond of deep admiration and respect. Their friendship, a testament to the transformative power of kindness, had become a beacon for the townsfolk. Elmwood, once a quiet settlement by the river, was evolving. Its identity, its essence, were being reshaped by the echoes of kindness. A ripple that had originated from Sarah's heart had swept through the town, forever transforming its legacy. The anticipation of a conclusion hung in the air as the town, now more connected than ever, looked forward to another celebration. A celebration in honor of Sarah, a celebration of the ripple she had started. As night fell, Elmwood descended into a peaceful slumber, its heart beating with the rhythm of kindness. The echo, once just a ripple, had returned as a tide, preparing the town for a beautiful culmination. The end. Elmwood awoke to the light of a new day, the dawn of a celebration. The murmur of excitement echoed through its streets, harmonizing with the chitter of birds and rustling of leaves. Sarah, the catalyst of this symphony of kindness, was taken aback by the town's gesture. She walked through the embellished streets, feeling the palpable love and respect. Each smile and nod she received was a testament to her impact, a mirror to her humility and kindness. Elijah, standing at the center of the town square, watched the unfolding scene. His gruff exterior could not contain the warmth welling inside him. He looked at Sarah, her grace and humility radiating through the crowd, and was moved to speak. "Sarah," he began, his voice echoing in the stillness, "your kindness has taught us to echo the same. Your actions, subtle yet powerful, have changed Elmwood, and most importantly, changed us." His voice, carrying a sincere admiration, resonated with every heart present. Elmwood's response was a moment of unified gratitude. The town square, alive with the townsfolk's smiles, mirrored the same warmth and respect that had originated from Sarah. The ripple effect had completed its cycle, returning to its source, stronger and more beautiful. As the celebration proceeded, the power of shared experiences and kindness was on full display. The townsfolk danced, laughed, and shared stories, their bonds stronger than ever. Elmwood had become a symphony of echoing kindness, a testament to Sarah's dream. As night fell, Sarah and Elijah sat under the starry sky, reflecting on their journey. The transformation of Elmwood was a shared dream turned reality, and they acknowledged the growth it had brought, not only to the town, but within themselves. "I never knew," Sarah confessed, "that an act as simple as kindness could echo so profoundly." "Perhaps," Elijah said, his gaze fixed on the night sky, "that's the beauty of it. Simplicity carrying the weight of profound change." With that, they both fell into a comfortable silence, the echo of kindness filling the night air, blending with the soft hum of the river nearby. Elmwood, forever marked by the echo of kindness, drifted into peaceful slumber, preparing to wake up to another day of echoing kindness. The transformed town stood as a testament to the power of a single act of goodwill, a ripple that created an enduring echo, and thus, the echo of kindness, once a ripple, now an enduring symphony, continued to reverberate through Elmwood, marking the end of a beautiful journey and the beginning of a transformed legacy. The end. As our story comes to a close, let the lull of this soothing ambiance continue to cradle you further into your journey of calmness and rest. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your relaxation and sleep routine tonight. Remember, each day brings a new story, and each night brings a fresh chance to regenerate, to dream, and to become more of who you are. As this background sound lulls you further into sleep, I hope you find peace, comfort, and a well-deserved rest. Good night, dear listener. Until our next story, sleep well and dream beautifully.